a young boy from a tiny village in Nigeria who would one day sit a few meters away from the Pope, shaping decisions that affect over 1 billion Catholics around the world. This is not an imagination. This is the real life story of Cardinal Francis Arinze. He was born on November 1st, 1932, in a little village called Eziowelle in southeastern Nigeria. Just a dusty path, some mud houses, and a community that barely knew what electricity was. His family practiced traditional religion, and Christianity hadn't really made a deep root in their world. But when Francis was around 9 years old, something unexpected happened. He chose to convert to the Catholic faith. Think about this for a second. A 9-year-old walking away from everything his family believed in to follow a faith you're just beginning to understand. That kind of courage doesn't come easy. But that was Francis, observant and already carrying something deep within. This unshakable pull towards something far greater than himself. Fast forward a few years, this same young boy, now a teenager, walks into a seminary, not just to become a Catholic priest, but to devote everything he had to God. In 1958, at just 25 years old, he was ordained a priest in Rome. That alone was incredible. But what came next was the kind of stuff legends are made of. By 32, he became the youngest Catholic bishop in the entire world. Let that sink in for a minute. A young black bishop, at a time when many African countries were still under colonial rule, was suddenly being asked to lead, to teach, and to carry the hopes of millions. And he didn't just rise, he soared. He wasn't loud, but he was razor sharp, fiercely devoted, and deeply rooted in both African tradition and Catholic truth. During the brutal Nigerian civil war in the late 1960s, Bishop Arinze stayed behind to serve, to comfort, to heal. While others fled or chose silence, he chose presence. Imagine bombs falling, families torn apart, hunger everywhere, and a man in crimson vestments walking into this chaos, offering mass under trees, praying with mothers who had lost everything. People don't forget that, and neither did the Church. In 1985, Saint Pope John Paul II appointed him as the head of the Vatican's Office for Interreligious Dialogue. Think about it. A man who grew up in a village where Christianity and traditional religion clashed was now building bridges with Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and even atheists. You couldn't write that kind of poetic symmetry if you tried. Cardinal Arinze didn't try to westernize faith. He didn't make Christianity into something foreign. He brought Africa to the Vatican. He showed the world that faith isn't limited by geography or language or skin color. He reminded the Church that truth wears many cultural clothes. And when Saint Pope John Paul II died in 2005, there was a moment, a real moment, when the world looked at Cardinal Arinze and asked, could this be the first African Pope since the early centuries of the Church? They called him Papabili, a real contender. The world held its breath. It didn't happen, but Arinze didn't need a throne to lead. His power wasn't in a title. It was in his words, his discipline, and this quiet fire that refused to go out. Even now, in his 90s, you'll still find clips of him online, sharp, witty, challenging the faithful to take God seriously. No gimmicks, no sugarcoating, just truth, straight from the heart. He's not trending on Twitter. He's not writing books with flashy covers. But ask anyone who's listened to him, and they'll tell you Cardinal Francis Arinze changed their lives. Not with spectacle, but with substance. So next time you walk into a church, or light a candle, or hear a homily that speaks across cultures and makes you feel seen, remember the boy from Eziowelle, one who dared to believe that faith, when fully lived, could reach the ends of the earth. From village to Vatican, this is the story of a man who never asked for greatness, but became great anyway.
Thank you.